The major news in the race for 2020, Senator Kamala Harris announcing she's dropping out. Once drawing huge crowds, one of the top candidates on the Democratic side. So what happened? What she said today in her very candid message to her supporters. ABC's Lindsay Davis on the campaign again tonight.
A campaign that started with so much promise brought to an abrupt end today, even before the first vote was cast.
I'm not a billionaire. I can't fund my own campaign.
Senator Kamala Harris, who sought to be the first black female president of the United States, calling the decision one of the hardest of her life.
I cannot tell you that I have a path forward if I don't believe I do.
She shot to the top tier early, famously taking on Biden for his previous position on mandated busing to integrate schools.
There was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
But Harris started to plateau in the polls, often struggling to defend her record as a prosecutor.
When you had the power, why didn't you try to effect change then?
So I'm glad you asked me this question. I made a decision that if I was going to have the ability to reform the system, I would try to do it from the inside. Was I able to get enough done? Absolutely not.
Over the weekend, signs the campaign was unraveling. The New York Times obtaining a resignation letter from a Harris aide who said, "I no longer have confidence in our campaign or its leadership."
And for those at home keeping track of the numbers, the Democrats now 15 candidates. Only 7 had qualified for the next debate. Kamala Harris was one of them. That brings it down to 6 at this point. And you have learned from inside the campaign that they put their heads together. They really thought about this over the Thanksgiving holiday.
Senator Harris told her staff today that throughout the Thanksgiving holiday, she worked round the clock to try to figure out how they could make this work. But after doing a campaign audit, she said she simply did not have the money to move things forward, David.
All right, Lindsay Davis, who's covering the race for us. Lindsay, thank you.
Look, I don't care if you identify with FBA or ADOS. The fact of the matter is, the new voices of black media worked in tandem with the will of the people to get Kamala Harris out of the 2020 election. Kamala said she was dropping out because of a lack of funds, but let's be clear. She had a lack of funds because she had a lack of black support for various reasons. Too many reasons for me to cover in this one commentary. Everything from her protecting crooked police to not releasing non-violent criminals even after a direct order, from her truancy program to her placating to black stereotypes in an attempt to gain black support. And please do notice how before she was running for president, she was broadcasted everywhere as an Asian or Indian American. She decided to run, all of a sudden she's black, and now that she's out of the election, all of a sudden now she's Indian again.
Okay, so what we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
Kamala Harris is just the first of many. Since the Democratic Party seems to want to keep playing games, maybe the entire Democratic Party needs to be decimated in a similar fashion. The black vote is now dead set on receiving tangibles, and out of Kamala's own mouth, she said that we would not be receiving any.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Even though she had no problem signing on to bills that would exclusively benefit women, immigrants, and the LGBT community. Let this be a clear message to both blacks and the Democratic Party. Black people are a significant percentage of your voter base. And although we can't single-handedly put you in the White House, we can single-handedly keep you out of it. So if you want to continue to ignore our needs and demands, that's fine. Just know you'll get another 4 years of Trump, and then you can get 8 years of Pence. We should hold no allegiance to any party or candidate, only an agenda. And if that agenda doesn't include tangibles, don't waste our time.